Thank you, Prabhuji, for your kind words. And I thank everyone who has joined in this Japa talk. I know all are very serious devotees and have lot of love for this holy name. So, as given this responsibility by Shri Gaur Prabhuji, I would like to share some of my realizations and also what I have heard from the senior Vaishnavas, read from Shil Prabhupada book. So, I would like to share something from the scriptures and also something from the Vaishnav songs because our Vaishnav songs are full of glorifications of holy names. So some points I'll be picking up from there, and then also we will be discussing what are the problems that comes in our chanting process. So little bit I would like to highlight on all those topics. So let us start with the Mangalacharan. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानजनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So before starting the session, I would like to take blessings from all the devotees who are present here so that they can bless me so that I can speak something about the glories of holy name. So to start with, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna ended with Sarva Dharmana Parityaja Maam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tam Sarva Papabhyo Mokshishyami Masacha. Now Krishna gave this knowledge to Arjuna and we have read this also. But how to surrender? How to do Sarva Dharmana Parityaja? So for this, Krishna has to come once again as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came 500 years ago and appeared and came with this Prem Dhan Harinam Sankirtan. Yes. And through his acharan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us. He came as a devotee, taught us how we can surrender to Krishna. And for this Kali Kala, he gave us a very nice process, easy and simple process, which we all can follow. In any ashrama, being in any varna, we can follow this. So for this, we don't need any very high qualifications, or we need to do lot of austerities like Hatha Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that yogi namapi sarvesham matgatin antar atma. So Krishna's we can please Krishna by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So this kind of yogi who is practicing sadhana bhakti, which is given to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through the Sankirtan movement, if we follow that process, it consists of all the other ladders of yoga which we have read in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came on this Dhara Dham to teach us how we can get connected to Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So by chanting of this holy name, we all can reciprocate. So because there is no difference between Nam and Namni. Yes, both are abhinna. So if we are chanting the name of the Lord, what we are doing? We are reciprocating with the Lord. So we all came to this material world. We are Baddha Jivas. And in the three modes of material nature, we all are sufferings because of our past karmas. And because we wanted to enjoy, separate from the Lord. Yes. So we came to this material world. And Krishna is so merciful. He is a merciful father. For example, if the child rebels against the father, yet the father is so affectionate, he has so much love, he has so much care for his child that he will, and in any cost, he will try to bring his child back, and he wants his child to be happy. So in the same way, Krishna is our father. Yes. And he doesn't want his children to be facing miseries, having problems in his life. And he is very desperate to get us back to his Golok Dham. So how can we get back to Krishna? is through chanting of this holy name, because this is one process which connects us to Krishna directly. Now we can say that by chanting this name we can get Krishna. So this concept is wrong, because chanting him itself is Krishna. Because when Krishna was leaving this Dhara Dham, he said that he will manifest himself through the holy name. So when we are chanting the name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna is always with us. So we need to have this realization that when I am calling the name of a Lord, like a desperate child who is calls his mother, and the mother also doesn't turn up unless and until the child is calling very desperately. So we, when we are calling the name of the Lord with lot of love, lot of affection, with the cry that I am in this material ocean, Bhav Sagar. So you are my only savior. And with both our hands up, when we chant the name of the Lord, then the Lord reciprocates with us. So we have to understand this. Now going to our scriptures from where a lot of glorifications of the holy name are emphasized. So I would like to take some examples from Srimad Bhagavatam. So first, if we go to Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.14, we can see the shloka. Apna smritim ghoram yan nama vivasharo ghrana tat sandho vimuchyate yad vibhati swayam bhayam. So we living beings are entangled in this complicated message of birth and death. So this is the greatest problem that we all are suffering from. Life after life, millions after millions, we are in this material world. Why? Because we are in the cycle of birth and death. And when we are in the womb of the mother, we pray to the Lord with folded hands that this is my last life. When I'll be out of this womb, I'll pray to you, and I don't want to get back into the womb of a mother once again. But what happens once we are in this material world? We can come in contact with the Maya in the three modes of nature. Again, we forget the Lord. And the problem in our life is because we have become vimukha with Krishna. हमने अपना मुंह भगवान से मोड़ लिया है. So this is the major cause for all our sufferings. So how can we return back to Krishna? By chanting the holy names of the Lord. So this even unconsciously, consciously, if we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can be freed by this fear of birth and death. So in Bhagavad Gita also it is said, Swalpasya Swalpasyatra dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So this fear of birth and death, and again we don't know in which yoni we are going to go again. So if we chant the holy name of the Lord, which is non-different from Krishna himself, so Krishna's name is so powerful that it will liberate us from the cycle of birth and death. Next, Harer Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Naste, Eva Naste, Eva Gatir Anyatha. So in this age of Kali, so we all know this Kali has so many qualities, yes, and we have also so many qualities, Manda Sumanda, yes. So this Kali is the only way to liberate in this Kali, from this Kali Yuga, is to chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And there is no other way, no other way, no other way. So repeatedly it is said that we have to chant the name of the Lord. Then only we can be liberated from this material world, because this verse strongly emphasizes the importance of chanting. That is why we all have gathered here. Every morning we get up in the morning. Yes. In Brahma Muhurat, we try to chant the name of the Lord. So why we are doing so much of struggle getting up in the morning? We could have also slept and enjoyed our life. But because we have understood the importance of the spiritual name, and only in this Kali Yuga, if we need to be free from the clutches of Kali Yuga, then only the chanting of the holy name can give us respite. Then in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha drirvata namashyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. So he's saying, always chant my glories. So not once, not twice, not 16 run, always. So we have to remember Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smarnam. So this by remembering the Lord, by chanting, by hearing, by remembering the Lord, what we can do? We can be qualified, yes, to get the prema dhan, prema bhakti of Lord Himself. So Krishna also certifies in Bhagavad Gita that we have to do the satatam kirtayantam. Then in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.2.7, in the story of Ajamila, we know all this story, very famous story, giving us lot of inspiration all the time. Yes, whenever we feel low, okay, why I have to chant, why to get up in the morning, why 16 round. So we can again quickly reflect back to the story of Ajamila. So the shloka goes like this: I am he krata niveso janma koti aham sam api yad yajahara vivaso nama swaste ayanam hare. So Ajamila has already atoned all for his sinful actions. Indeed, he has atoned not only for sins performed in one life, but for those performed in millions of life. And for in a helpless condition, he chanted the holy name of Narayan. Even though he did not chant purely, he was calling the name of his son. But there, when he saw the Yamadutas, he was so fearful. Yes, and he was seeing that who can rescue me. Yes, and he was very much attached to his son. So at the time of death, if whatever we are attached to, we will remember that only. So Ajamila was very attached to his younger son Narayan. So he chanted his name, he called his name. But that time, in that state, he chanted without offense. And therefore, he became pure and was eligible for liberation. So this is the power of the holy name. So although he was not calling the name of the Lord, but he called his son, but the name is so powerful that he anyhow get purified. So, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Das Thakur says that simply by chanting the holy name of Hari, a sinful man can counteract the reactions to more sin than he is able to commit. So it not only prevents our previous karmas or sins that we have done in the past, it also takes out the seed of sin. Yes. So we are not going to commit any more further sins because slowly and steadily our anarthas are, we are becoming free from our anarthas. So in Gadod Puran it is said, it goes like this: अवेसेना अपि यन्नाम्नि कीर्त्यते सर्वपताकहे पुमान विमुच्यते साध्य सिंहात्रस्तैर्मृगैरिव. That if one chants the holy name of the Lord, even in a helpless condition, so we are in a helpless condition. We all know our state. So many miseries, so many obstacles, so many problems in our life, and without desiring to do so. All the reactions of his sinful life depart, just as when a lion roars, all the small animals flee in fear. So, seeing a lion, when he roars in a jungle, all the animals hide themselves. Yes. So, in the same way, if we chant the name of the Lord, then what will happen? Although we are in a very helpless condition, but what will happen? All the reactions, our sinful life, what we have done in the past, committed so many sins, this all will disappear. In the Skand Purana, it is said, Sakrate uchritam yena harir iti akshara dvayam baddha parikarastena mokshaya gamanam prati. So by once chanting, it is said by once chanting, and we are chanting daily. Yes. So by once chanting the holy name of the Lord, which consists of the two syllables, ha, ri, one guarantees his path to liberation. So this is from Skanda Purana. So we can say not for only for our for human beings this holy name works, but we can say in the case of Gajendra also. So he was stuck in that pond with the crocodile catching his leg. But what happened? He tried his best. His family members, everyone tried to save him. But at the end, Gajendra understood that my only savior is Hari. So he chanted the name of the Lord. And this name reached the Lord in the Goloka. And Lord did not waste a single minute. Yes, he told to Garuda that you are very slow. Now I have to run to save my devotee. And Lord Hari came and he took Gajendra along with his Sadeha. It is said Sadeha he went to uh, Lord's Dham. So this is the power of the holy name. Then in again in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.2.14 we can say Sankyetam parihasyam stobham helanam evacha vaikuntha nam griha nama aseshaga haram vidyu. So a very famous slok, we all know about it. If one chants the holy name of the Lord indirectly, to indicate something else. Like in the case of Ajamila, it was done jokingly or for musical entertainment or even neglectfully. It will still be effective in destroying unlimited sinful reactions. So Hajamila did not call the name, Lord's name out of love or out of affection or out of gratitude or something. In fear, he called the name. Yes. So that somebody can save him. His son can come and save him. But if we chant the name of the Lord seriously, attentively, then what will happen? We can see what the wonders will happen. So one story I would like to relate here. So there was a non of a person, and his brother was a devotee. So the devotee brother was always worried about his non-devotee brother that why he's not chanting the names of the Lord. So he invited some devotees to his home. And as we know, these devotees are very merciful. So they asked his non-devotee brother to chant the name of the Lord. And he was so stubborn that he said, no, I will not be chanting the name. Whatever you try, I will not chant. But the devotees forced him, they pleaded to him that you please chant the name, please. At the end, the non-devotee brother became very frustrated and he said, okay, Hare Krishna. And then he left from there. And what happened on the way, as he was going, he met with an accident and he left his body. So after he left his body, he was taken to Yamaraj's loka. Then Chitragupta checked his record, what all he has done. Then he said to Yamaraj that he has not done anything pious. Only one activity he has done in his life, that once he chanted the name of the Lord. Then Yamaraj remembered the incident of Ajamila. He said, okay, now what should I do? Because he has chanted the name of the Lord. I could not keep him in this Narkaloka. So he said that, okay, let me consult Narad Muni. Then Yamaraj said his Yamduta that take this Jiva. We will go to Narad Muni. Then the Jiva said, no, no, I am very tired. I will not go walking. So he said that take me in a palanquin. Then Yamaraj arranged for a palanquin. He was put in the palanquin and all the Yamdutas and Yamaraj himself was carrying that Jiva on a palanquin. And they went to Narad Muni. And then Yamaraj told the whole incident that he has never done any pious thing in his life, no austerities, nothing. Only once he chanted the name of the Lord. Then Narad Muni said that, okay, yes, he chanted the name. Then because I am not very much, I cannot tell you more about this. So let us go to Shivaji. So there they went. So one side Narad Muni was now carrying the palanquin, one side Yamaraja, and two sides were being carried by the Yamdutas. So carrying him, they went to Shivaji. And they told the whole incident, narrated the whole incident to him. And Shivaji said that, okay, once he has chanted the name, okay, so let us more clarify with Brahmaji because he has four heads and he is full of knowledge. Buddhi Tattva he is made of. So let us go to Brahmaji. So one side now Shivaji was carrying, one side Narad Muni, one side Yamaraj, and one side the Yamdutas. Now they went to Brahmaloka. Paid their obeisances, and they told the whole incident to Brahmaji. Brahmaji also said that, okay, once in his life he's chanted the name of the Lord and Lord's name is so glorious. They said, okay, let us take him to Krishna's loka. So now what happened? One side Brahmaji was carrying, one side Shivaji, one side Narad Muni, and one side was carrying by Yamaraj. So they took this palanquin and the jiva to Vaikuntha. And there Lord appeared. And then they narrated the whole incident to him. And Lord said that my name, so once in his life, whether willingly or unwillingly, if he had chanted my name, then he comes to my dham. So he said, Now you also see, you can see the glory of chanting the holy name. That Jiva once chanted the name of the Lord and not out of affection. But who is carrying him? Narad Muni, Shivaji, Brahmaji, and Yamaraj himself. So we can understand the glories of the holy name. Then in Chetan Charita Amrit it is said, Nama Vinu Kali Kali Kale Nahi Ar Dharma Sarva Mantra Sar Nama Ei Sastra Marma. So in this age of Kali, there is no other religious principles but the chanting of the holy name, which is the essence of all Vedic hymns and the root of all Vedic knowledges. So many people read the Vedas, the Vedantas, Upanishads, but what is the purpose of reading all this Vedic knowledge? So it is said in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Sarvasya chaham hridaya sanivishto matsmritim jnana apohanam cha vedascha sarva eham vedo Vedant Krita Dveda Veda Chaham. So, what is the purpose of reading all this Vedic scripture? So, the essence is encapsulated in the chanting of the holy name, and it is accessible to all, regardless of their background or their qualification. So then in the Skand Puran it is described Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddho Nitya Mukto Bhinnatavan Namanamino. So the holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. So we all can feel that bliss. But we can see if we reflect back and see the before we were not chanting. And after chanting, we all are feeling this transcendental bliss. I can assure this. Yes, and personally also myself also after joining ISKCON or after chanting the holy name of the Lord, definitely that bliss is there. So it is said that the chanting of the holy name is has a spiritual benediction, for it is Krishna himself. Yes, because Krishna is Rasraj. So it is the reservoir of all pleasure. The holy name of Krishna is complete in itself, and it is not something material or any kind of other kind of mantras. So in any condition, under any condition, if we are chanting the name of the Lord, it is not less powerful than Krishna himself. So this holy name is not contaminated by the laws of material nature. It is eternally pure and liberate from all material contamination. So we must chant the name of the Lord. Now coming back to some of the Vaishnav songs that I have just picked, which is glorifying the holy name. So here it is said, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kari Parshad Sviya Dhama Sah Avatari. So why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has came? Why the Lord has to descend in this material world? Because he has so much compassion for his children, and he comes alone, but he comes along with his associates. And why he is coming? To give us this holy name. So he says, Jeev Jago. He's calling us that, oh, this soul, you have been stuck in this material world. So get up and chant the holy name of the Lord. And and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that I have brought this prem dhan from Golok. So you come and take this holy name. So Lord is pleading us that chant the holy name. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur says that we should go to the Lord. We should surrender to him and we should take this holy name from him. So Mahaprabhu himself is coming to give us this holy name. Then again it is said, Hari Naam Bina Jeever Anya Dhan Nai, Hari Naam Shuddh Helo Jagai Matai. So we all know the very much, we are familiar with the story of Jagai Matai, how they were liberated or how they were purified just by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So if we also chant the holy name of the, because in this Kali Yuga we are worse than Jagai Matai, because there are so many anarthas in our within us. Yes. So how can that be purified? That can only be purified if we chant the name of the Lord. Then when more it is like this. Amen durlabha manav deha paya ki kara bhavna keha ebe na bhajile yasoda sutta charme padi belaje. So we have got this human form of life. This is very very precious form. Yes, in all the yonis we see human form is, we are very fortunate to get this human form of life. But what is the use if we are not utilizing this human form of life in chanting, in glorifying the Naam, Roop, Gun, Leela of the Lord? Again, it says, Jeevan anitya jana sare, tahe nana vid vipad bhar, naam ashray kari itne tumi, thaka apan kaje. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that just this life is uncertain, because Parikshit Maharaj was very fortunate. He knew that within 7 days he is going to leave his body, but we don't know when this this death will come to us, because death is always knocking the door. Every second we are fearful when death will come. So it is said that this life is very uncertain. And what is the sar that we have to follow? What is the summary? What is the this? That we have to chant the name of the Lord. We have to surrender to the Naam Ashray. That is all we can do. Otherwise, for us, no tapa, nothing austerity, no penance, nothing we can follow, because we are in this Kali Yuga. We are so stuck in our material life, trying to satisfy everyone, but the ultimate goal in our life is to satisfy Krishna, to please Krishna, because what is our identity? We are the soul, jivere, we are Krishna's nitya das. So we have to surrender to Krishna, and by chanting this holy name we can surrender to Krishna. Then it is said that Narottam Das Thakur says that we have got this human form of life, but we are not relishing this human form by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So he's saying ki Hari Hari Vifle Janam Goaino Manushya Janam Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Janiya Suniya Vish Khainu Golokera Premadhan Hari Nama Sankirtan Rati Na Janime Keno Tai. So we have got this human form of life, and but what we are doing? We are trying to satisfy our senses by enjoying. But this is like a eating the wish. We are very we are very ready to take this wish, but we are not ready to chant the holy name of the Lord, because we have no rati for this name. So how we can develop this rati? So this rati can only be developed when we are in the association of the devotees, because it is said that I am not qualified to chant this holy name. Yes, so many anarthas there in my life. But if we surrender to a purified soul, then what will happen? Those who are Tattvid, those who are Siddha Sarup, they will help us to chant this holy name, because they are so empowered. Like Srila Prabhupada, who when he went to Paschat Desh, what did he do? There he chanted the name of the Lord. So Prabhupada was sitting in the Thompson Square Park, and he cried the name of the Lord, chanted the name of the Lord. And by hearing this transcendental vibration, all those hippies got attracted to him. And we can see so much of revolution Prabhupada has brought in this world. So this only happened because of the chanting of the holy name. So one last story I would like to tell, and then I would like to end up my session. So there was one Mataji, her name was Ishta Devi Mataji, and she was Prabhupada's disciple. So at her very, she joined Prabhupada very late in her age. Yes. So at the age of 90, so she used to serve Prabhupada by distributing the book. So once she was doing that Boston, then what happened? She got heat stroke, and because of that heat stroke, Mataji got paralyzed, and she could not remember anything. She just became like a child, dependent on others to do her things. Then once Niranjan Swami Maharaj got that message that the Mataji had got heat stroke and now she is suffering. So Niranjan Swami Maharaj called the nurse and said, can I speak to her? Then the nurse said that she is not in her conscious. She doesn't know, she is not recognizing anyone, and she does not know anybody. She is not able to do anything. So Niranjan Swami Maharaj said, can I speak to her once? So she said, okay. So then Maharaj called her through the telephone, and once he just chanted the holy name of the Lord, and she came back to her conscious, and she Mataji started chanting the name of the Lord. So Niranjan Swami Maharaj, along with his brahmachari disciples, came to meet her in the hospital. And once Mataji saw that this brahmachari was holding this japa bead, she snatched the japa beads from him and started chanting the name of the Lord. So this name is so purified that even if people have rati, or if they have love for this holy name, Krishna sends his devotees to make us remember the name of the Lord. So we should have attraction for the name. We should chant attentively. We should be absorbed in the name. We should have attachment for this name, and we should have affection for the name. So these are the 5 ways, if we follow, we can chant the name of the Lord. And why we are not able to chant properly? Because of avidya, anartha, and the third is aparadha. So if we chant attentively, if we little bit also, if we understand the glory of the holy name and try to imbibe this in our life, definitely this holy name will reciprocate in our heart, and Divya Gran Hridaya Prakashito. So we all should take the association of the devotees and try to chant, put our best to best effort in this name, because this name is only our savior. So by this, I would like to end my Japa talk. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Mataji, for sharing such insightful details of, you know, what is the essence, and how holy name is so important for us, how it is no different from Krishna, and also how we can chant with full absorption and without offenses. Thank you very much, Mataji. I just want to open the floor if there are any questions or any comment.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you Mataji for such a knowledgeable session and making us awaken. So one question I want to ask Mataji, you said in the story of Ajamila that everybody went to Shiva first and then to Brahma and then to Krishna, and the Krishna said, since he has taken once my name, so he will come to my abode, right? Then why should we keep on chanting every day 108 rounds, 16 rounds, 108 times, even knowingly or unknowingly? Even once we have taken the name of the Krishna and with love and affection, or unintentionally, we are entitled to go to Krishna Loka. Krishna says, once you have taken my name, you are going to come to me. Then then people may say, okay, I'll take once and then leave it. Why should we keep on chanting all the time, Mataji?
Okay, very nice question. This question was asked to Srila Prabhupada also. That Prabhupada, why not once we will chant this name and say this name is so glorious and so transcendental that only once we chant, and then okay, everything is done, we will go to Krishna's dham. Yes, this is the question that then what did Srila Prabhupada said? That we are following this because as it is said by Krishna, Satatam Kirtayantumam. Krishna doesn't say once or twice, always. So how always we are going to chant? Because see, what we are doing, Prabhuji, right now is we are preparing for the final exam. And the final exam is Antakaleja Mameva Smarn Muktva Kalebram. Do you think that we are in this material world doing sense gratification? Will we be able to remember the name of the Lord? Ajamila in his before coming or being attached to that prostitute, he was a purified Brahmana. He was practicing all his activities this properly. Yes, he was practicing his spiritual life. It was not that all of a sudden he chanted the name of the Lord. Yes, because out of fear he called his son, because he was very much attached to. So in while death, on the deathbed, yes, when our throat will be choked and we will not be able to chant the name of the Lord, then and we will only remember those things to whom we are very much attached. Yes, so that is why it is said that we have to practice, and that is why Krishna considers a spiritual practice. It's a process that we have to follow. Otherwise, you cannot say when while giving the exam only that day I'll sit in the examination hall and write my paper. For that also in material life we have to prepare. Children are preparing so much for the examination. For example, for this class only, I would have thought that I would have come and just spoken whatever. Like I had to prepare so much. So this is a process. So in one day it will not. Rome was not built in one day. Yes. So much of thing is required. So gradually, by practicing, we have to remember the Lord, because we are in this material world, stuck with so many. We are carrying our paps samskaras also. Yes, and this so many anarthas in our life. So how can by only remembering, and when we are going to remember that one name? So that will happen only by the mercy of some devotees, like who did mercy on us, and then we started chanting this holy name. So this is a process, Prabhuji, we have to do. We cannot say that in one day, if we chant the name of the Lord once, then miracles will happen. Definitely, this name is miraculous, but
Hmm.
we have to follow the process because in the parampara that is given to us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also chanted. He did not chant once and said, okay, you chant once and that will be done. So we have relating to this a very small story I would like to tell. I know we are running short of time. So what happened when Chand Kazi broke all the mridangas and he said, now no more chanting of the holy name. So what happened? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took all his devotees to his home. Yes. And they said, now we will go to Chand Kazi and we will say, why did he wants to stop this chanting of the holy name? And they went there. And in the meantime, at the back, some thieves were there, some robbers were there. They thought that all the devotees have now gone, now their houses are vacant, we can go and steal. Yes. And we will get
Hmm.
lot of money. So they made a plan and they went, and they when because they have heard the name of the Hari Hari, because the people along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who were going, they were chanting Hari 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 Hari. So
Hari,
these
Hari.
these all thieves also said, do fast Hari Hari, the people will come, do fast Hari Hari, we have to take Hari 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 Hari. And all were saying to them, each of them, Hari Hari fast, Hari Hari we have to do, Hari Hari we have to gather all the money, Hari Hari. And what happened? Chanting Hari Hari, they found themselves that they have reached the same place of Chand Kazi where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there.
Hmm.
So it is not that we chant the name of the Lord once and it can be done. Yes, we have to follow this process, because this process is given to us by Lord Krishna himself and the Acharya. So we are in Guru Parampara. We have to follow as it is said by our Acharyas and our Parampara. So I hope I am able to satisfy your question, Prabhu, by giving this answer.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for this wonderful class. Mataji, is actually same question. Then this example, when we give, then it will demotivate others, like those who chant always, right? The see Azamal story is different, that fits that in Antakalacham that point. But here only this person chant only one round, so that's why these arguments won't fit there. So how will it say, either we will tell this example or not, because only it's just chanted one round, so we are not telling here about this practice. So that example, how we are going to fit in, like even we start preaching, but that example, how will it fit?
So, Prabhuji, this is an inspiration for all of us. We have to take inspiration from them, that this holy name is so glorious that by only chanting once, and he did not chant willingly. Yes, he was forced by the devotees to chant, and out of frustration, he chanted. So, if we chant the name of the Lord out of love, then what could happen we cannot even imagine. Yes, so by this example we can only understand that this the holy name is so glorious. So we are glorifying the holy name, and the holy name is so glorious that even if we chant once, see, we are doing preaching, we are asking people to chant, and they said can't. This happened with Prabhupada also. Yes, there was one Mataji, and he was telling his admin to chant the name of the Lord, and he's saying, Mataji is saying chant, and he's saying can't. So we are so much in our this past samskaras, we are carrying that people are not ready to chant. So that is why this example shows that even if we once chant the holy name of the Lord, it is so going to have its effect. So what will happen if we chant the name of the Lord's regularly, and what prescribed round is given to us? So this is a motivation. While preaching, we can say that once you chant, this will happen. So if we chant regularly, what miracle could happen? We need to understand that. So this is one of the example given to glorify the holy name.
Okay, Mataji, do you have shastric means reference to this example?
So yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji, yes,
Sakshi
yes.
Prabhu, what I'll do, let me share. So this is from a story of Ajamil itself. Now, this verse is from 6.2.49. This is the last verse of second chapter of sixth canto. And here, I'll just read the translation, you can read. While suffering at the time of death, Ajamil chanted the holy name of the Lord, and although the chanting was directed toward his son, he nevertheless returned home back to Godhead. Therefore, if one faithfully and inoffensively chants the holy name of the Lord, where is the doubt that he will return to Godhead? Right? So, it is said here that one name, just one name, has so much power that it can eradicate the sins which we cannot even commit. Just one name has so much of power. Then why are we chanting? Why are we chanting 16 rounds? Why are we chanting? Because this name is so nectarian. Now, if we have eaten gulab jamun once or rasgulla once, will you say, I don't want to eat it again in my lifetime because I've already had the taste of it once? No, you will like to eat it again and again and again. Now, what is the problem now? The problem is that we don't develop the taste. And that for developing that taste, we have to chant. When we keep on chanting, our this covering of avidya will be gradually cleansed, and then we will relish. So Rupa Goswami has glorified this, right? Why don't you give me millions of ears, millions of tongue, right? So that I can glorify this. I can take this holy name millions of times at one go, because they are the one who are relishing so much taste in it. So undoubtedly, just one holy name has so much of power. Just one holy name can take us back home, back to God. There is no doubt about it. Liberation, there is no doubt about it. But why we are taking it again and again? What else we will do? If we don't take the holy name, what else we will do? So this is the best thing we should be doing, right? Because it will help us to relish the taste even now, right? And also we will help others to take the holy name. So I mean, like, it is not a injection which is given to a patient and it is so painful. When it is so relishable, why can't we take it? We are just chanting 16 rounds is minimum. We have to develop that consciousness that throughout our life, 24/7, all through our life, we are able to remember, take, and relish this holy name. Actually, this is our mood of Gaudiya Vaishnavas.
Prabhuji, if you allow, I would like to add something from Bhakti Vinod Thakur Vaishnav song.
Yeah.
ए नाम शिव जपे पंचमुखे रे मधुरे हरि नाम, ए नाम ब्रह्मा जपे चतुर्मुखे रे मधुरे हरि नाम, ए नाम नारद जपे बिना यंत्रे मधुरे नाम, ए नाम भासे अजामिल वैकुंठ गेले रे, ए नाम बलेते बलेते ब्रजे चले रे. So this Hari Nam is so glorious. Why these people? Yes, why Brahma ji, Shiv ji, Narad ji is chanting this holy name? So we need to take see motivation, and we need to get inspiration, Prabhuji. All this Japa talk and this kind of Japa sessions are held to have this conviction in the holy name. So if unless and until we are convinced that this holy name is glorious, we will not develop the prem. So to develop this prem, we are so much engrossed in our daily activities. We are ready to enjoy at any cost. Yes. But why we are not ready to chant this? Why we say that only once we will chant in our life and that is done? So we need to develop as much in devotee association we will have. We will understand the name, why this holy name is so glorious. And with this holy name only Prabhupada went to this Paschat Desh and he brought so much of revolution. So we can understand this holy name is so glorious. So it is said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So now when we are chanting, we can understand why Prabhupada said this. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, thank
I
you.
see Gopinath Pran Prabhu is also raising his hand. He wants to ask something or comment on something. You can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, am I audible, Prabhu?
You are audible. If you can also
Hare
open your video, we can see your glorious face.
Hare. It's okay. So, thank you for a wonderful class, Mataji, and thank you very much, Sri Gaur Prabhu, for giving us this opportunity to associate with all of you, especially you. I'm very happy to have your darshan after a very long time.
Yourself.
So I was thinking, this is with respect to Vikas Prabhu's question and Shakti Prasad Prabhu's question or points. If you permit me, I also had a thought. Can I share?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So I was also thinking about that same gulab jamun example which Sri Gaur Prabhu shared. Other than that, one more thought what I had is, see, generally when my child, okay, comes and talks to me, says, Papa, I want this, or interacts with me with saying, Papa, come here, you see my drawing, you see my this thing, Father, my dear father, like that many times when my child keeps on calling me, I also feel very nice. Is it not? I feel very good to be with that child, and I also develop that strong bonding with that child. And child is also very happy to uh, have that exchange, loving exchange with the father. Most of us who are parents will experience this when the child interacts with its father. So similarly, when we chant the holy name also, it gives pleasure to the Lord, which we don't know, we can't understand. So we go by whatever acharyas are explaining because they have already seen that or experienced it and they know about it. So if we can just follow them, then when we connect this relationship between a father and a child, same thing with our eternal Father Krishna also, we will be able to relate it. Although we don't know, we can't see it because it is not that Krishna comes and speaks to us and interacts with us. So we don't have that two-way communication because this is the Kali Yuga. But in fact, there were instances which is explained in the Shastras uh, like Lord Varadaraj in Kanchipuram in South India. There was a devotee by name Kanchipurna. His service was to fan the Lord because Lord will feel very hot. And he used to interact with the Lord. Lord used to reciprocate. So therefore, all the residents of Kanchipuram used to come and ask their questions to the Lord through Kanchipurna, and Kanchipurna will get that answer, convey it to that particular resident. So I'm just cutting this story short. So basically, I felt that why we have to chant regularly this holy name or Krishna's name is to express our love. We want to have that relationship with you. We love you like that, just like a father and a child. I just thought I will share this point. Hare Krishna. Hope it is appropriate.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So I see there are so many comments in the chat box thanking Mataji for such a wonderful session. So Nagaraj Prabhu has commented, Shobha Mataji has commented, Navindu Prabhu has commented, Shakti Prabhu, Gopinath Nand Prabhu, Vikas Prabhu. So we are very, very thankful to you, Mataji, for your time today, and thanks to all of you for attending. Grace Ratiprada Chitra mataji ki jai. Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Last but not the least, I would like to thank Rajesh Prabhuji, who is coordinating all this so nicely. And he was after me that Mataji, when you will take the class. I thought Prabhuji will forget. I said after Janmashtami, but Prabhuji was so nicely asking him, Mataji, when you will take the class. So thank you so much, Rajesh Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very
Wonderful.
much for covering the class with so many points and examples. I liked that story of Narada Muni and Brahmaji and Shivaji carrying that. I had never heard. First time I'm hearing that story. Very nice. It was inspiring. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you everyone
Thank
for
you very
being
much.
so patient. Please bless me that whatever I have shared in this class, I could also imbibe that. And just try to serve in the mission of Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa
कृपा
sindhubhyo
सिंधु
patitanam
पतितानां
pavanebhyo
पावनेभ्यो
vaishnavyo namo
वैष्णव्यो
namo.
नमो
जगत
नमः।
गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि
जय
वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय,
जय
नाम
जय
प्रभु की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।
हरि
हरि
बोल।
थैंक यू
श्री
वेरी मच।
गौर
हरे कृष्ण
प्रभु
माता
की
जी।